Hello everybody, I am SS the Showstopper and welcome to my channel SS Devil Advocate. So for those who are passing by for the first time, welcome. For the subscribers, thank you for staying with me. Thank you guys for your patience and God bless you. Now today was really a trying day for me. I just returned from court and it's not as drilling and grilling as the other dates previously, but at the same time it still left an impact. But in all essence, I give thanks for my strength. I pray for strength and guidance, and I'm able to move through. When you're in court, especially when you are a victim of essay, they want to make it out, they pull in character, they want to paint an image of you or a character to you that it's not really you. And so they want the court to believe something, and they will draft scenarios. They tell lies. This is what they do. It's where dishonesty can be masked to taint victims and to make them look bad. I'm going to appeal to other persons with a bigger platform than mine, persons in other career paths, whether it be journalism and stuff like that. I'm gonna speak to someone out there. You're gonna hear, this is not the last of it, you're gonna hear more. And I'm gonna speak about the matter so that they can caution persons who are defense attorney and they're representing accused in certain situations, especially in a court of law, that they be mindful of the person, whether they want to believe that they're a victim or not. Be mindful of the alleged victim, because in cross-examining them, they have to relive the situation over. And not because the person, you may believe that your client is innocent, or you want to paint a picture so that you win the case by any means necessary. At the end of the day, you're still cross-examining a victim, and it's still a human being. It's still someone that has feelings. And when you go through an experience like that, I'm not gonna cry, I promise you. When you go through an experience like that, and then you're in court and stuff, it gives you some sort of understanding as to why a lot of persons take matters into their own hands and decide that they're not going to the court, they're not going through the law, they rather take them out. It takes a lot of strength actually to do the right thing. It should be simple as ever, but apparently it's not, because when you take the time to do the right thing and for the proper investigation to run, and for the accused to be brought to justice or brought to the books, it's painting you, the victim, like if you forget I instead of E, or if you put E instead of I, then okay, you're wrong and you are this, you're that, and you're lying. And they make up scenarios because they want to believe so much that they can win this case. And it's what happens. Victims have to relive everything all over again, even if it's a child. That's how they do it. And that's why a lot of persons just take matters into their own hands, because you don't find parents spend 9 months during pregnancy, going through labor for their child to be SA, RAPE, and then put them on a bench in front of a whole lot of strangers, even though they are the important people who should be in the court, but sitting down in front of them and cross-examining that child for them to explain in fine details all that took place over again, and be strong in it. Or you want to weaken them so that they say, mommy or daddy, I'm not going to do this because it hurts, or whatever the case may be. Nobody planned for that. Nobody planned for that. You can plan for an accident by a vehicle. You can't plan for that scenario. And like I said, you may think you're strong and you're tough and you can overcome it. But when you're actually in that scenario, it's a whole different ball game. That's all I'm saying. It's a whole different ball game. And I thank God for my strength, because I'm way stronger than I actually realize. It took a lot out of me that I didn't know that I have. And I'm grateful that I was able to overcome this particular end of the journey. It's not completed, but because we haven't yet reached a verdict, or anything like that. But I'm glad that I, completed the end of the journey, and I'm looking forward for the person to be brought to the books, and face the consequences for the actions. But moving on, it was one of the reasons I was speaking on one of the last videos I did. I think I did it on the reason I want to stay single, because I don't see the purpose of being in a relationship based on the things that I've seen out there, including marriage. And I was saying that, the entire sanctity of it has been corrupted. And it's a beautiful thing, and it's supposed to be, because when you decide to marry, it's an act of being selfless. It's an act that you promise to care for the other individual for the rest of your life, whether it be the fact that you want a family or you just want a companion for the rest of your life. And that's what it should be centered around. However, that's not the case. In reality, people are doing a lot of things, a lot of hurtful things, and, it creates an atmosphere where one doesn't necessarily, for the future coming up, don't necessarily be prompt or to want to find themselves in anything that is committed based on what people who claim to be in a committed relationship are behaving or acting without shame and stuff. And I've been reading. By the way, guys, this is what I wear to court. So I'm telling you, that's why I say you have to be careful of when you're advising me and telling me how to dress and what because this is me all day, every day. The most I wear is a jacket over it or a sweater or something, because, in court you have to cover. But at the end of the day, this is me all the time. So you guys are beating a dead horse when you're coming at me and saying that I should this and I should that. I'm proud of my body. I love myself. And I'm not an exhibitionist. I would never say that. I'm just the type of person that is from a tropical island and it's extremely hot. And I believe that I should wear comfortable clothing that suits the atmosphere, and also for my health, because it's extremely important. A lot of persons do not take into consideration that the largest organ on the body is the skin, and you have to protect it. You have to take care of it. Else, and you also have to be careful of the fabric that you're wearing while living on a very humid island. And if you don't, then it's going to show you or prove to you that you need to take care of it. And it might be a bit too late. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But I've been reading and I've been researching, and I've been reading up on this Pan-Africanist, much like Marcus Garvey. He's also a philosopher. He's a sociologist. W.E.B. Du Bois. For those who are American people, they may be familiar with him. And I've been reading, and the reason I wanted to figure out what's taking place in the community of the Black space, or the ethnic group of Black people or melanated people. What have been taking place? Why is it that so many things have been normalized in the society? And why is it that so many things are seen as okay or deemed okay in the society? And while I was looking at it, I didn't want to come from the avenue of judging people or attacking people. So that's why I applied the ability to go and research some more. And yes, I've read up on, Thomas Sowell. He's my guy. I read up on him a lot. I read his books a lot. And I've also recommended one of his books. And so I've moved on to W.E.B. Du Bois. And so upon reading on his information, I took excerpts from it, and I've been learning a lot, and I've been looking into it, and I was trying to find out spaces where I can fit what he's saying in today's society. But I really can't, because it's as plain as simple. It's as plain and simple as ever. You understand? And one of the things that I heard him said, so these are the excerpts that I'm going to read to you. And one of them is that he said the Negro race, like all other race, is going to be saved by its exceptional men. The Negro race, like all other race, is going to be saved by its exceptional men. Exceptional meaning men who put themselves out there, whether it be through education, whether it be through wisdom, whether it be through doing something that's profound, humanitarian activities or humanitarian work, things that you do to up and show yourself standing out among them, so that others coming up, the future generation, will emulate you and see your great work and follow pursuit to even do better or be better And this is what he meant when he said that the Negro race, like all other race, will be saved by its exceptional men. Now, when we look into today's society, any community across the globe, any community that is the Black community across the globe, do you see it being saved by its exceptional men? We see a lot of persons who are in leadership position. We don't necessarily know of them being exceptional men, and not in all cases, but in most cases, it's not being led by its exceptional men. It's being led by influential men, influential people, but not necessarily the exceptional. And that's where the issue lies in today's society. Another excerpt that he said that he said is, if we make technical skill the object of education, we may possess artisans, but not in nature men. I'll repeat. If we make technical skill the object of education, we may possess artisans, but not in nature men. So at the end of the day, you cannot deviate from the fundamentals of which make it a man. Even though you may be a skilled laborer, a skilled worker, you are good at whatever it is that you do. You can make things, you can invent things, you can advance things. At the end of the day, you have to stick with the fundamentals, the virtues, the very fiber that make it a man in order for the Black community to progress and to advance. Now, this is another one that he also said. If we make money the object of men training, we shall develop money makers, but not necessarily men. Again, I repeat, if we make money the object of men training, we shall develop money makers, but not necessarily men. I think that's self-explanatory because we can see it all around us that a lot of persons are making money. A lot of persons have got gains. That's why I don't regard everything as success, because success comes through hard work, dedication, and yes, virtue. You understand? Meaning that you did something honestly. You understand? So when we look into all of that, we can see in today's society where a lot of persons are making money, a lot of persons are doing well for themselves. A lot of persons are doing well for themselves, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they have the tools and the fundamentals that should make them men. They're just going around and doing what they please as they please, and whoever it is that gets caught up in it, so be it. And this is the reason I said to myself that I do not see the necessity of being in a relationship based on the things that I'm seeing out there. Because if you are just about making money, if you are just about having a skill, if you are just about all of those kind of things and believe that, okay, yes, you are a man and that's all there is, you are going to move selfish. You are going to move uncaring because you have abandoned the very fiber, the things that make up a man, which means that you need to be a trustworthy individual. You need to be an honest individual. You need to have communication skills. You need to respect people. You need to have love. Well, those are the fiber. Those are the pillars, I should say, that make up love. These are the things you have to have respect for yourself, respect for others. And we find a lot of persons in today's society who are in a money-making mood, money-making venture, but they're not necessarily respectful individuals. They're not necessarily individuals with great communication skills who have the ability to understand, to respect, to communicate, to be an honest person. And with that being said, why would you take it any further to even want to be in a relationship with these type of people? They don't have any idea what commitment is, and they aren't prepared to find out. They aren't prepared to work with it either. They aren't prepared to go there. They just want to have money, get some woman pregnant, and when they have it, they take care of them if they feel like, and if they don't, that's it. And man must have enough gal in a bungle. These are the cultural things that W.E.B. Du Bois speak on, or W.B. Du Bois speak on, or spoke on, because it's past tense. He spoke on it, and he was letting people know from then that the great Black community is going to be a failed state. it's going to be a failed state because you cannot deviate from that which make you a man. You simply can't. Now, we are seeing all over the internet where people want 50-50, people want this, people want that. Men are saying all this crazy stuff out there. If you don't want to be in a relationship with a woman, then it's okay to come out and say that I don't want to be in a relationship. But the pillars are the things that you guys are pushing forward. It's toxic. It's not genuine. It's not real. It's not virtuous. It's not anything that would substantiate a wholesome relationship or family-oriented individual or family lifestyle. It's simply not. It's simply not. And you can't be having gender wars in 2024 between black men and black women. This one is saying this one is saying that. This one is attacking this one is attacking that. You can't be reducing yourself to gender wars. If you're about advancement, you should act upon it. There's something else that he also said, and I saved it for last. This is what W.B. Du Bois said, and I took the excerpt again. It's an excerpt, and I'm going to read it as is. It is the problem of developing the best of this race that they may guide the mass away from the contamination and death of the worst in their own and other races. I will repeat. It is the problem of developing the best of this race that they may guide the mass away from the contamination and death of the worst in their own and other races. So at the end of the day, we have to guide each other from the corrupted that is within our race and also in other races. We can't see everything and make it normalcy. We can't see everything and make it a national pastime. We can't see everything and make it culture simply because it's a feel-good moment for you. Those are acts of selfishness. And if you are promulgating selfishness in your thoughts and in your deed, if you don't die, you are going to get old. And you know what's going to happen? Do you know what the younger generation is going to do? Do you know what the younger generation is going to do? They're going to be selfless. I'm sorry. They're going to be selfish. They're going to drive and hit you down on the road in your old age and just drive past you. You be in a house and your house caught smoke and it's just on fire, and none of them are willing to get up out of their bed to catch water to help, out the fire. That's turning into a big conflagration. You just consuming it. That's all that's going to take place. The younger generation is basically going to be selfish. They're going to be worse than you. So you might want to think twice. You can't save everybody. I think it was Marcus Garvey who also said it, and W.B. Du Bois said it also. You can't save everybody. So the persons who want to be saved from the black community, those are the persons we have to focus on. You have to focus on the persons who want to be saved. I think he said it in the talented 10th. I think that was the talented 10th that he was speaking of. Persons who are advanced, persons who are educated, persons who are intelligent, who should give back to the black community by saving those who want to be saved. So what you do, you pull them from the contamination and you put them in places where there are opportunities that surround them for them to better themselves, their families, and stuff like that. So you stay away from crime, they stay away from drugs, they stay away from things that are counterproductive, things that take away from them. And you put them in that environment so they can thrive. There's another excerpt that I took, but I didn't write it down. And he said that you have to take people from the pit that they're in. But there are some who make the pit their life and they try to be happy around the pit that they live in. And that's why you find a whole lot of partying. I think it was Sir P who said that Jamaican society have become a whole lot of partying. If you want to party and have a good time, it's a feel-good island for you. So no matter what a person is going through, no matter what is ahead or in front of you that is of ill report, that is taking away from you, the only thing that they see is partying. Now that's also very destructive in and of itself, because you're stripping yourself from your own humanity. When destruction and destructive things start befalling you, It's going to be very hard for others to understand, for others to empathize with what you're going through, because you've already subtracted from your own humanity. And so when we look into what W.B. Du Bois had said, that there are persons who are comfortable in their own pit. And if they are, you just have to leave them alone, because you can't save everybody. You'll be beating a dead horse. You'll be fighting tooth and nail. There are people out there who simply do not want to be saved. It doesn't matter what field. It could be crime and violence, like stealing, murder. It could be prostitution. All these type of things. Everything that's out there, everything that's out there, extortion. It doesn't matter. Anything that centers around crime. Anything that centers around crime, whether it be violent crime, whether it be sexual perversion, whatever it is, there are people who are comfortable in it, and they see it as their form of normalcy. The Albion seed mine. I'm going to speak more on the Albion seed in another video. That they are comfortable in. They are comfortable with that scenario, and they make the best of that scenario. They don't think of an exit mode. They don't think of an exit avenue. They don't think of other avenues that they could tap into that could actually aid them in being a better man of tomorrow. They are comfortable with the gallus, the womanizing. They're comfortable with the whoredom. They see it as normalcy, because man must have enough gal and gal in a bundle. No, let's say all things are equal, and it is in fact true. And it is in fact the right thing to do. And as long as it feels good, do it. Look around you, take a 360-degree turn and look around you and ask yourself if the result of that today, is it something good? When you look at the crime, when you look at all other things in society, whether it be from the social, economic background, socio-economic background, look at all of that right across the board and ask yourself if that type of lifestyle, is it okay? Did it produce a positive result today in 2024? If you see that and you're saying that yes, it did, then something is clearly wrong with you, and you might not be the person that I should be communicating with. My message is simply not for you. You are one of those who are comfortable in the pit that you are in, and you most likely should stay there. I only pray that you do not reproduce. But for those who see that it can't be good and it's nothing better, I hope that you are on a path wherein you can be the difference and be the change that you want to see. So when we look into all of that, I say that to say this. It's one of the reasons I choose to be single, because I do not see the reason I would want to be here and get myself in a situation and forced to commit, forced to adjust to whoredom, forced to admit to what is out there being pushed as normalcy, simply because I want to add to my stress level through wearing nice things, through living in a big house, or through having a man in my bed at night, simply because I want a partner. It's simply not worth it. Why would I subject myself to hypertension, strokes, and all of these kind of things in squabble with a man, in squabble with a woman over a man, in squabble with a man about all these type of women and all these type of the things that he's doing disrespectful? You understand? Why would I want to be having an unnecessary back and forth with this individual? Is it worth it? No, it's not. You understand me? Like I said, I like my youthful look. I like my beauty, and I want to keep it around for a very long time. And if that means that, okay, I do not need to be in a relationship while I'm keeping it, then that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to be here and then I leave, go all the way, get myself into a relationship, and at the end of the day, these are the things that I should accept as normalcy. You're sick, and I do not want to be a part of your sickness. You understand? I don't want to be a part of it. People who like that have to stay where they're at. Classism is good. That's one of the advantages of classism. You can separate the sheep from the goat. You understand? It's important that you do so also, because at the end of the day, there are certain people who are simply comfortable in the pit. There are certain people out there who are okay with destructive behavior. There are people who see it as okay and glamorizing it and all of that. And they believe that others should accept it. And because you simply don't, and you don't want to be a part of it, then, people want to label you. People want to come out and attack you. And it's that, I don't think that was what I was put on this earth for. I wasn't put on earth to be a part of your stereotype. I wasn't put on earth to be in that kind of repugnant lifestyle or that kind of decrepit lifestyle. I don't want to be a part of that. That's not something that I would want to add on to myself. That's like me going out there and seeing some tuberculosis and want it, chicken pox and smallpox, and just want disease onto myself. You know, it's a big contaminated bubble or matrix. And when you come out of it, you're much more happier by yourself. Like I said, I'm on a journey. And it's beautiful if you guys can come on the journey with me. And through my counseling, I've also helped myself in the process. And it's a beautiful thing. You understand? So when I read these excerpts and I'm listening to other persons on YouTube, other platforms who are speaking on the Black community and the state that it's in, it's very sad. But at least we are aware that it is sad. For those who are intelligent, thank you. We are already aware that it is sad. We are aware that it's in a dilapidated state that needs to change, that needs to be examined, that needs to, there needs to be changes. And we have to start to be the change that we want to see. And for that, I'm very happy that at least there are those out there who actually believe and support it. And other persons that, you want to avoid, that's also a part of the pit, are the pick-me's. There are women out there who are pick-me's. You have to stay away from those type of people. They're very dangerous. Pick-me's are pick-meisha are what we refer to, women who will follow men to the end of the earth. Just for brownie points, just to have a male partner, just to make other women look bad. They will follow a man's toxicity, not a man, but a man's toxicity, and help to make excuses for it to the end of the earth. That's what they're about. That's what they stand for. You have to stay away from those women. Those women will have you killed. Those women will put your life at risk. You understand? But that's another topic for another day. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for staying with me. I am SS, Devil Advocate channel. Enjoy your day. May God bless you. Bye-bye.